Hey everybody, Third Rail Thursday. How's everybody doing today? I'm Go Vira Go Home. We're gonna get started real soon, but I just want to say hey to everybody who took the time to show up early. That's right, Mike. How's it going, Mike? And Tim and Sparky and Steve 87th PSAP. How's it going? Roger Coleman and Luca. How's it going, Luca? Bernard from Mini Prince. How's it going, Bernard? Tim from They Make It Like That. Hopefully you guys got to catch Tim's live last week. He was on Third Rail Thursday last week. Yeah, just want to turn that off. It's okay for a little bit, but then yeah. CP Rails, Whiskey Creek, and Scale. How's it going? Yeah, it's gonna be one of those nights. I'm gonna show you guys what I've been doing, what I'm up to, and what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So for some of this though, I'm gonna save some of this reveal for not Third Rail Thursday. That's tonight. Uh, keeping track of the end of the month. Keeping track is a new show that I have been hosting or making for 7 o'clock at the very last Thursday of each month, right before our monthly GVO After Dark. 7 o'clock is usually when it goes live. It's pre-recorded, somewhere in between the 30 to 45-minute mark, and I like to focus on, again, everything railroading. So I do some rail fanning. I visit shops and whatnot, and I also do some work on the layout, show you tips and tricks, and kind of what I do here in the journey of HO scale model railroading. So if you've missed any Third Rail Thursday, no, if you missed any keeping track, then there is a playlist. I've been creating a lot of playlists lately, specifically for, if you're into, let's say, just Via Rail or just Ontario Northland, just Walther's kits. I do a lot of those. So you can go through, you can kind of see what I've been doing. I've got well over 300 videos now. Very, very excited to have the library that I do have now. Lots to choose from, lots to watch. And I really appreciate everybody's likes, comments, everybody who's part of the GVO crew. Shout out to you guys. And, helps make all this possible. So thank you so much. So tonight, as it is, you can see here I've got some all-purpose. I guess it's like it says sheetrock, but it's like mud, whatever. It's concrete stuff. I got some brown paint I might get to, and also in that little bag right to the or to the left of the container there, that is Sculptamold. Sculptamold is also a huge thing that I use on my layout when it comes to building landforms and whatnot. Will I get to using that tonight? Probably not. It does get a little bit messy. I was actually going to save all this plaster cloth for tonight, but again, super messy, and I honestly can't be doing, stuff like that and alive at the same time. It's just it's such a messy, bad situation. So that might be something for another night. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do tonight. I've got a lot of roads here that need to be, concreted, I guess you could say. So we'll get to that. Hey Wigwag, what is going on? And Robert Renz, and let's see, who else do we got here? Soar, how's it going? CN Hagersville, how's it going? All right, so yeah, let's get messy here. Ugh. Now you can tell that it's going to be serious because I have my hat on, but it's backwards. So that's how you know some work is going to get done tonight. All of the seriousness. So I really thought that 2 packages of the plaster wrap, bandage wrap, was going to be enough. Came up a little bit short, so I'll just do that another day. But I've got a road that spans all the way from back here. I don't even know if you can see that. Let me move the bucket. So it kind of disappears off into the distance here. I plan on having some trees in here to kind of hide that so you don't really see it. But basically, I need to plaster this entire road and kind of make it a little bit more realistic looking as opposed to this foam core board that I just put as a temporary placement. So that's where this comes in. I'm going to be putting it right along there. I'm going to try to smooth it out as much as I can and yeah, go from there. So now, as you see, I do use the whole weaving method. I also use a bit of the foam carving as well in certain areas, like where I can get away with it. Um, it's honestly cheaper just to do the cardboard because I get a lot of cardboard from all the shipments and everything I order online. Uh, so I have tons of cardboard, and it's free, so that works. What for me? I'm gonna bring my phone over so I can still read comments. There we go. All right, so hopefully I have enough in here. There's oh yeah, should be fine. I say that now until I get like halfway down that road there. So okay. Now, you'll notice because I do have what I consider to be a nice backdrop, I did put some cardboard there just to kind of prevent it from getting any of this on it or other plaster, stuff like that. Now, there's also a little transition area here that it goes from road to dirt. So I'm trying to also fill that in a little bit as well. A lot of people use Smooth It for stuff like this, but because none of this is flat and it's such an odd shape here, using the strips and whatever, and then pouring it, uh, yeah, it might not work out all that well for me. So this is a bit of a different technique altogether in general, just when it comes to doing this. By the way, I'm also going to sand this after once it dries. So if it doesn't look completely smooth, you'll just have to wait until it's done because yeah. Yeah, this oatmeal doesn't taste too good. Gross. Ugh. You forgot to say Miss Hoover? What is it, Ralph? Now, I have a lot of plans for this whole area and doing a lot of neat scenery to it. I do want to add telephone poles, which Woodland Scenics will supply once I purchase them. And then I will be adding trees, which are from Grand Central Scenery, which I do really enjoy. I really like their product. I believe Rick's Products makes a really nice guardrail, which I will be putting right along here. So that'll be nice. And I can't wait to do water because I've never done water before, so that's going to be fun. And in the water, probably going to put some more ducks from Mini Prince, or maybe a guy on a boat. Maybe some guys ATVing up by the tracks there. Speaking of Mini Prince, in keeping track this month, I have a whole section where I add a barrel that's on fire and a little homeless guy. He's not too homeless, just homeless enough that he's keeping warm by a fire. And yeah, you'll be able to see how I add that and really bring a scene to life, which is really neat. Because it's actually the very first person, because I don't have any other people on my layout right now. It's the very first person on my layout. So, get ready for that. Yeah, maybe a couple of kayaks or people in kayaks. That'll be nice. I definitely dig the wildlife. My son was saying, well, what about some woodpeckers? And I know you got woodpeckers, so thinking maybe once I add some trees, I can put some woodpeckers up in the trees. Let's see. I have to duck every time I go under here. Still, I know I said no duck unders, but here we are. I did it again. It's actually not as bad as what I used to have, despite the fact that everyone still hits their head. At least you don't have to get down on your knees and crawl under, that's for sure. There was a few cracks between the pieces that join as well, so it's nice to be able to more or less cover them up and hide the little road imperfections, right? And don't forget, next week we're over on M&M Rails channel. Mark, he does Third Rail Thursday on the third week. Now this is kind of neat here as well. I'm going to show you this. Let's see if you can see this right here. Okay. So you'll notice that this road here comes up to a crossing, right? Now, I put the tape on the rail, but I left a little space between the cardstock here and the road so that I can basically fill it in with the actual concrete stuff. So before I continue down that way, I'm just going to do something here. Okay, so now this piece of cardboard here is the same width as the road, just so that I can more or less flatten that out there. That's the spirit. Yeah, a little bit. That's one thing I don't think I would ever touch is doing a snow scene. To me, that just seems like next level, like pro. And I am personally no pro. I try, but I'm definitely no pro. Now, one thing I am working on, though, is a new way to do lives. And this is in the form of a new setup, which I do not have yet, but I'm working on it. It's just a little pricey is all. But it's something that's definitely in the cards, and I'm looking forward to implementing that here on Third Rail Thursday. Hopefully soon. Okay, so that looks okay, but I'm going to fill in a little bit more here because there's a couple of spots that I feel need a little bit more T, L, and C. And if you're wondering how I actually reached back here to do all this, yeah, I have no idea. Like, that's as far as my arm goes. So I basically had to throw the plaster cloth. It was definitely something. It's definitely an experience to be had. Hey, Happy Valley, how's it going? If you guys don't know, Happy Valley does a live at 7 o'clock right before Third Rail Thursday. So if you're ever waiting for us to go live, go jump on his channel there, show some support, give him a sub, give him a like, and make sure you follow along. There's some great content. And that's what we do here. We share the amazing hobby that we all have grown to love. If I do this whole thing without getting any plaster on me, it might actually be a new record. So, but the night's still young, still young. So, like I said, this fills a lot of imperfections. It corrects down the line of the road as well, where the drop off is. Fixes a lot of imperfections. Okay. Will it ever look perfect? Probably not. Probably not. That wasn't a question. It's just me making dialogue. Speaking of making dialogue, what are you guys doing on June the 4th? And they're like, oh god, here we go again. We're going to really talk about this? Yeah, I think we're going to talk about it. I think it's going to be fun. So if you live in the GTA or surrounding area, and by surrounding area, I mean I'm coming all the way down from Ottawa. M&M Rails is coming all the way down from Ottawa. So, surrounding area. Yeah, we're all going to meet at Otter Valley Railroad on June 4th for the YouTube Model Railroad meet. And if you're available that day, that's cool. If you want to come by, meet some of these guys, shake hands. Given that, the state of the world is still, what it is like right now, like everything's open, everything's cool, there's no indoor restrictions or anything like that. But yeah, we all plan to meet at Otter Valley between 10 and 11 a.m. So if you're there, then start without us. I don't know if I'll be there right at 10 a.m., but I'll try. And we'll probably break for lunch, after chit-chatting and doing some shopping. I gotta make a shopping list. Oh my gosh. Every time I go, when I'm in person, it's like I know what I want to buy, but then there's like so many other things, and I'm like, should have made a list. Gotta stick to the list. And then we'll break for lunch around 12:30ish. So go to the local eateries and find some food. I really want to do a barbecue, but we're not able to. So no on the barbecue. I really wanted to, but can't. So not a big deal, but just in case anybody heard that there was going to be a barbecue, there's no barbecue. I just want to clear that up. DJ from DJ's Trains. He will be there. He's coming down. Or coming up, I should say. He's from the States, so that's kind of cool. He's a really nice guy. And our resident mini maker, Bernard from Mini Prince. He'll be there. I think. I'm pretty sure he is. I think he said he was down to clown. And Tim from They Might Show Up Like That. From They Make It Like That. And I think Sparky said he was going to come. And Dennis is going to be there. If you're coming, throw your name in the chat there. Let us know if you're coming. I'm interested to see how many people are actually interested. I had a couple of followers on Twitter. Not Twitter. Twitter. Wow. I don't use Twitter. What is it called? Instagram. Reach out and say that they would be coming as well. That's cool. Ron Duns, how's it going, Ron? Now, question for everybody. Now, has anybody used water effects before? You pour the resin and it makes the water, and the water looks like water, but it's not. It just hardens and stuff. Woodland Scenics, whatever. I'm sure there's other brands, off brands, and whatnot as well. I heard, and I was hoping somebody could clear this up for me, because as you can see at the bottom of my lake here, it's pink foam, right? I heard that resin, or the liquidy stuff that you pour for water, it'll eat away at extruded foam. True or false? It's not really a debate. It's more or less like, if you've used it, just let me know, because I was having a discussion with Bubs, and we're both almost at that stage where we can pour resin. He has some painted foam, which the paint should act as an insulation or a cover to the foam, so it's not direct resin to foam kind of deal. But we're just wondering, coat the foam with a layer of plaster or Sculptamold. Okay, and I mean, Bernard, I've seen your layout, and you're well past the pouring of water, and I trust your kind words there. So, for anybody who is doing water in the future or would like to do water, just remember if you're going to pour for resin, cover your foam, pink foam, with a Sculptamold or plaster. Sculptamold being that stuff. Where'd it go? This stuff. It looks like, well, I don't know. It's like powder, but like when you wet it, it's like if you were to cut up newspaper and soak it in glue and water. That's what it would look like. But yeah, I heard it somewhere, but I didn't know where I had heard it, and I wanted to confirm because you don't want to do all this. Like it took me an hour just to put all this plaster cloth down, and I can't even tell you how long it took for me to put all this other stuff all over it. And you don't want to start over just because the resin ate away at your foam and it either it leaked down or it ruined something or something didn't turn out even or whatever. Yeah. Avoid mistakes by asking questions. Uh, do, 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 do. Hey Dave, Dad Co is in the house. When asked how does he like his bacon, he said steamy because he loves his steamers and his bacon. Terrible joke, I know. It's pretty. It's getting up there at nighttime, so don't expect good quality jokes. If you came here for good jokes, let me tell you, you're in the wrong place. I do my best stuff on our roasts. Okay. Yeah, the plaster is already pretty hard, but it's not that thick of a layer. And you could do like 2 layers and whatnot of it, but I don't. I do a single level or layer. And again, I'm doing this because of the fact that there's going to be resin on here. So, and what I'm going to do after this dries, which is going to take a couple of days, I'm in no rush. What I'm going to do after this dries is go over with Sculptamold so I can form some more land more appropriately. Because this stuff doesn't shape well, let's be honest. I've used this to make a rock wall on a good day, and it turned out mediocre. So, yeah, it wasn't terrible. I mean, I'm usually my own worst critic, right? It looked okay, but it was nowhere near amazing or anything. So that's why I use all those pre-made rock things. I don't know where they are now. I've got a couple like the cast rocks. Uh, if I'm missing anybody's questions and whatnot, I am totally sorry. Um, it happens. It happens, especially when you're dealing with this mud and and whatnot. I am so excited to add water though, because yeah, like I said, I had never done water. A lot of firsts on this layout, you know, like I've never had trees before on a layout. Added trees. Uh, Never added water, but I'm gonna totally add water to this. Not real water. I'm not that skilled. I'd have to put like a whole filtration system in and whatnot. Because I know that was going to be someone's question. Oh, you can use real one? No, unfortunately. I have to wait for my garden railroad for real water effects. I'm gonna go G scale. A couple other firsts with this layout. Um, people, people. I've got a people, a person people, but just one. But eventually I'll add more. So trees, whoop, trees, water. I know there's something else. Can't think of what it is though. A yard? No, I had a bit of a yard. Helix. Yeah, the Helix is technically the first time I've ever built a Helix. That was interesting, to say the least. And I can hear my cat under the layout playing with a feeder that is not attached to anything. I just dropped a feeder. And she's playing with that now, so shout out to her. Ooh. I posted a video earlier today, not on here, but on Facebook. It was a memory of a live that I did 5 years ago. 5 years. I couldn't believe it when I had seen it. And it was one of the first times that Mark and Dave came over to my house. And we were running trains. And I did a live of us running trains. And the layout was like subpar. But it was one level, so it was tolerable compared to everything that's going on now, anyways. That was tame compared to this, but good times, good times. Definitely a throwback Thursday for sure. I think Dave was only 14 when he came over. I'm almost at the end of my mud. And then what? Now, the cool thing about this tub here, yeah, I'm going to go there. The cool thing about this tub is that it was like $8 or $9 and it's pre-mixed and everything. So not really breaking the bank when you do this. And I mean, it wasn't a full bucket when I started anyways, but you can tell it goes a long way. I mean, I'm not thinly spreading this or anything like that, but yeah, it does go a long way. Yeah, 7 years, man. We go way back. To be fair, though, of the 7 years or whatever, we've only been doing GVO After Dark for what, four now? 4 seasons? We had to get you to get off your N scale kick first. Now we're like, okay, he's good. Yeah, I think we're out. I think we're out of the good stuff. And I still have to go over this side here with plaster cloth, so I'll probably grab more plaster when I go grab plaster cloth. And I'll do a proper covering of the bottom here as well, just to make sure that there's no issues. Voila. I don't know if it's really a voila moment, but can't take it back now. Okay, yeah, got a little messy. It's all good. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to check the comments, see what's going on. Yeah, I should really cover the bridge. I mean, I also should really cover the track too, because I mean, I was just very careful. I mean, you know, I'm not always careful, but I try. Hey Heath, Humanity Junction, thanks for joining us tonight. You missed my mudding there. I went mudding and I made a mess. So there's that. Yeah, Dave's a cool guy, and I enjoy working with him and Mark. Mark is neat. He's a neat fellow. And Tim's great too. You know when it just works? Let's see. Just going through here. Did I miss anything? Nope, the chat's too fast. Anthony Dodge, thanks for joining us. And Derek. And DES Media Productions. Hey guys, how's it going? Definitely feels, it has that winter vibe. So hopefully I can change that within the next couple of days or so. The you know, I could probably do the back section, to be honest with you, if I'm being honest, because I really hate that cardboard being up there. But Nathan is asking if any company made what if via steamer engine train, what where to go? What certain locomotive? So if it had to be a steam locomotive and they painted it like Via Rail, it's a tough one. Probably like a 480 maybe 482. Um, I like the 8 wheels in the middle for sure. It would definitely have to have elephant ears. I think the elephant ears on the front of a steam locomotive is such a nice touch. I know a lot of people might disagree and they'll say, "No, bareback. You want to see that entire uh, center part of the locomotive." But I don't know. I like the elephant ears, and then put the little via symbol right in there. It'd be nice. Yeah. I had brown paint and white glue to my Sculptamold to make it more of an earth brown mud. Neat. I just go over and paint everything brown after, but that actually sounds fun. So I might try that when I go and add some Sculptamold because I'm gonna have to paint it brown anyways, right? So yeah, it's really neat. Even like the Royal Hudson, they did like a purplish blue. I mean, to me and how I see color, it looks very purple. Sorry if I've offended anybody. I know it's more of a blue. At least that's what people tell me it is, but I see purple. Um, yeah, when they did that one, the Royal Hudson in the blue, I thought that was probably the nicest looking Royal Hudson. Um, and the blue, I mean, you could probably get away with Via if you do a little bit more of a royal blue or a deeper blue. And then the yellow Via. Let's see. Where'd it go? Yeah, smoke deflectors. Yes. Some people call them elephant ears, but I guess the real actual name. This is that whole plow and pilot thing again. Uh-oh. If it's one thing that I do, I know how to make people very upset with my terminology. So the plow on the front that plows things like snow, it's technically the pilot, but I don't mind. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, okay. So I do have some brown paint. So here's the thing. I definitely wanted to keep the cardboard up while I did the plaster cloth and whatnot. I'm gonna add some brown paint to the back section now, so that once it dries, I can just pull that out because I won't need it in there anymore, and I'll get a really good look at it and see how it is. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Just like do it, forget it, and then just use some my shaker flock on it. Come back and do static grass and whatnot. You can see that bridge at the very back there. I've been doing a lot with that this past week. Can I move a little bit closer? I probably can. Don't get dizzy, guys. If it isn't my head, it's the camera. All right, here we go. Let's falling off the tripod. Chill. Okay. And let me move my phone. And Perry, Dreams by Perry. Hey Perry, thanks for joining us. So we go from the winter scene, which is over here. I mean, a complete winter scene, and not really. Over to here. You guys haven't seen any of this yet because I haven't really shown it yet. I did add some ballast here. If you guys follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you'll have seen how all this came together, but watch for keeping track at the end of the month because I show you step by step everything that I do to kind of make all this happen. And you can see there's my first guy. And now I can probably do this. I don't know if I can or not, but I'm going to try. Okay. Whoop. Nope, too high. There we go. Okay. This is really neat. So the little dude is from Mini Prince, miniprince.com. You can also get a barrel and also these pre-wired flickering lights. And in my keeping track, I'm going to show you just how you can achieve this. Isn't that neat? And that's just on the 9-volt battery right now. I'll set it up with the whole lighting thing after, but a big shout out to Tim from the Make It Like That for giving me a lot of inspiration as far as with graffiti and whatnot. I've been obviously quite busy, so and yeah, he definitely gives a lot of motivation for doing stuff like this. And I had a lot of fun doing this and putting it together and just making it look a little bit more realistic. So. But it's not done, unfortunately. I still have way more to do. Like this still needs to be weathered. That one needs to be weathered. I'm thinking about putting graffiti in there as well because these are things that you can see, but you can't really see behind here. So I'll probably do another graffiti back there, maybe after dark or GDO, something, a little nod or whatever. I have to do the road up here and weather the siding. I have to make it look like there's, smoke that, came through here. And yeah. And the cool thing is that this is all removable. Like this bridge top comes off, so I can get in here, ballast and whatnot, and then put it back in its place when I'm done. That's cool as well. Oh, and the little garbage, little HO scale garbage cans. There's a little lid. You can also put a fire in here as well. I don't even know if the camera's picking that up. A little bit. It is a garbage can. But yeah, check out miniprince.com and you can grab yourself a little homeless guy and start building that little camp. So, there's going to be a little camp in here. I'm going to make little tents and stuff. I believe Bernard has some shopping carts as well. I'm going to probably put some shopping carts in there. And I've got a wheelbarrow, so I might put a wheelbarrow in there as well. Just a bunch of random stuff, just things that they've collected. So that'll look awesome once it's done. But that's just the start of it there. And again, on keeping track at the end of the month, I take you through the whole process of all of this. So watch for that because I'm really excited to share that with you guys. And that'll be, I don't know what the date is for that. I'd have to look at my calendar, but yeah. Now, where is my paint? Where did I put it? Where did it go? Probably gonna have to move this thing. Probably put it. Oh, there it is. I see it. And I think I was going to use this brush. I just use brown acrylic. No big. Just from the dollar store, I mean, a lot of people will go to like the Home Depot or something and get a whole can. But I find this easier to manage, right? Because it's, and I get a burnt umber. Some say it might be too dark, but I mean, like, this is what it looks like here. Whoops, sorry. I hit my head. Just the camera's head. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, so see the brown here? Like, that's what it looks like. Might be too dark, but I found that it's still like it still works. It's still okay. It's not terrible. So I mean, teach their own. You know, everybody has their way of doing things, and that's totally cool. April 28th. Yeah, I think you guys are right. Probably. I'm going to say probably, but I cannot confirm nor deny. Whatever the last Thursday is, whenever we've got GDO set for, that's when it airs. And there's also going to be a couple other things, right, that are also included in that show, but I'm going to save some of that for surprise. This is like the top of the mound here. This is all going to be covered with tree and bush. And like I said, I want to put some telephone poles right along this road here. I think it would be a nice touch, and it would add a lot to the scene. Also, Woodland Scenics makes some pretty great telephone poles. So, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty cool. I do have a set, but I've used them, so I'm probably gonna have to get another set. I'm not gonna go too close to that road. I love doing scenery. This is, and I know I say it every time, but this is my bread and butter. I love doing this stuff. I get a lot of enjoyment out of doing all this stuff, like building kits and making landforms and all that stuff. I think that's why I like sharing it so much, because or like doing a live and doing all this stuff. Sorry, just fixing the tripod. There we go. Because you know, share what you like, and also a lot of people doing this stuff, especially if you've never done it before, can be quite daunting. And you know, some people might not attempt it, or they're too afraid to attempt it, or whatever the case may be. I figure if you see me doing it and you see how easy it really is and there's really nothing to it, then hopefully it inspires somebody to, take that leap of faith and try it out for themselves and make an awesome layout. I'm just fixing a couple of spots here that I got white plaster on. Not this plaster, but plaster cloth droppings. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. Sidetracks, how's it going? Do or do not, but there is no try. That's terrible. And James, Mr. Galton, how's it going? I'm turning this Winter Wonderland here into Mud Mountain. The key thing for this section here is really just to do right up to the cardboard, because cardboard I want to come out sooner than later. I don't like leaving it there. It takes away from everything, you know. It's strictly just there for when I have my messier days. Today is one of those days. Also, yeah, there's not going to be too much detail up that high anyways. Just like I said, just trees and bush and stuff like that. So none of this really matters. It's just this for now, and then do the more complex, cooler stuff later. I also hate how it always looks, it looks like it's solid brown. When it dries, that's when you see all the spots you missed. And I'm like, oh, really? Come on now. I thought I had that. It looked good. But yeah, that one section there, that's as far as my arm goes. So I have to really stretch. Yeah, you can see I'm like basically holding the end of the brush because I can't reach farther than that. So if you're thinking I had a blast putting the plaster cloth on, you're absolutely right. Good guess. Good guess. Oh, and we do have a special guest at the end of the month on GVO After Dark. So you definitely want to tune in for that. And we have a special guest for next month as well on GVO After Dark. So both April and May, special guests. Will I tell you who they are? No. You got to watch and find out. I also have all the fascia for all this too, which I wanted to finish all of this before I put the fascia on because that pushes me back another, inch or so because of how it sticks out around here. So, yeah, I got tons that I can do and I have to do. So it's I got my work cut out for me, basically. That's what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure in May, we'll probably make some sort of announcement later at some point, but You guys remember I used to do the Sunday kit build, Sunday brunch builds. I haven't done them in a while, like since probably December, 2021. So I haven't done any this year, unless I did one and I don't remember doing it. But that kind of took a back seat because I had obviously so much else on the go, right? So with that, obviously, it it got a back seat because of everything else that I have going on. And January was really busy. March was really busy. April's kind of like a whatever kind of month. It's kind of a write-off for me, but I do still have lots of stuff going on despite that. So I think in May, I'm going to start back up with that again. I do have some kits to work on, which is great. And I'll probably have some more as time progresses. Bubs and Perry always join me for those, and I know that they were asking if that was ever going to be coming back, and I had no definitive answer except for the fact that I've just really been busy. But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So for those who like to watch kits being built and having discussion about said stuff like that, we always went live Sundays at it started at 10, but because I have to take my wife to work for 10, it ended up changing. So then I'd be back. I was able to do 11. So it was, we usually go for a couple hours. So typically 11 to 1 or 11 to 12, depending on the situation, whatever. But yeah, typically 11 a.m. to noon or to 1. And we build kits, talk about the hobby, and it's all live. So oh, it's 9:01. Cool. Cool. Okay, so that, as far as that goes, I mean, that's all I can really do right now. Uh, and then we took that brief to show the bridge and whatnot that I had done there with all that. Show you this as well. I know most of this stuff I'm probably going to be showing when I do my layout update for May, in my May layout update. But check this out. So this is one of my middle sections. You can tell because that's the bottom down there. That's the bottom level. And this is the second level. So second level here, I added this backdrop. I had to add a 2x4 to go down to give it support right here because this goes into a bend. Like this gets wrapped right around and it stops right at the edge right here. It's very clean. I'm probably going to put something here to kind of, end cap it to make it look nicer. And I'll do the same down here as well because I have to put the backdrop there. But we can follow this around. This track here, basically, that's a placeholder. So I've got this switch here, and this number 6, it throws it this way into a little industry here, and then my bakery off that way. I kind of moved that bakery because the bakery itself was for Pillsbury, but I feel like I'm going to make it something else, as these cars here will bring in, flour and whatnot. I'll probably do 2 cars because 3 is too much. So it'll probably be 2 in and 2 out. I just got to get another one. And I do have, if I move these buses, I have a road crossing from my old layout. Ooh, where does it go? It goes this way. And I'm going to make a road going right across here. And that's the centerpiece. And it'll just go, and I'll keep going past. And then, yeah, then there's the road there, right? The sidewalks. And then this placeholder was a building. I'm pretty sure I was going to do the DQ or something. You guys can't see that. DQ. And then the drive-through coming out this way. And then, yeah, do a nice fence along here to separate, so you don't touch the tracks or you don't go near the tracks. And then, yeah, that goes right up the branch line, which I'm going to see if I can take you on this branch line journey, just for those who haven't seen it. So there's the industry there. Goes up. There's your, that's a number 6. Number 6 there, which splits off to was the bakery, but is not the bakery anymore. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing there. And it comes up right up under the bridge here. And then it joins the main line right before the bridge. There's a number 6 under there. And obviously that's main line that goes back there. So that's all I've got there as far as that. It's not a huge branch line, but it allows me to bring the cars in and switch them out or dump them and then take the empties. I can even use that siding over here because there's 2 tracks, the passenger and then the freight passing. So I can leave them there and then I can bring them up and switch them out and not disrupt any traffic because the vehicle can still go through and go in and around, and then it does come back through here, 2 tracks there as well. Yep. So no interference. So the big thing this month that I think I got a lot of people on. I mean, I'm not sure how well I got people, but I got to use my step ladder for this. So I had chopped this. This was my main line. It came in and it went. Oh, there it is. I was looking for this. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, it came in and there was a switch here. I think it was like a number 6. Sure. Yeah, it was a number 6. It was a number 6 here. It went that way, and it also came up and met with that. So I removed the switch completely, removed the cord, and separated it. Now I'm doing the main line from there, comes across here. Now, there's going to be 3. So there's this one, and I have this is a 90-foot Walters C3 bridge, whatever it's called. Yeah, and I've got to find 2 of the 50-footers. Now I do have one on the way. It's just lost in the mail. And then a set of abutments, which is also lost in the post. But yeah, it's going to go little, big, little, and then it's going to continue on down. See that pink foam is sticking out there. It eventually goes to a number 8 that's right about there. And the number 8 is already in. I just got to solder it and join it. And that's where that track will go to. So that gives me an extra long either run around or siding or bypass siding, something like that, whatever, up here. Because the only other one I have is over there. The 2 tracks that wind along the bottom there. It's going to be like water side. So there's a siding there, and it starts way, if I can point to it, right there. It starts right there, and it ends right there where that number 7 is. So
That's not very long, but I mean, I can still fit a decent sized train. A passenger train with like 4 cars, which is my standard, by the way. That's what I normally run as far as passengers. Uh, so I can do that, and that's an okay siding. But I've got a lot of extra cars, and because I'm doing my ethanol plant up here, you see all my ethanol buildings and junk that I just leave everywhere. This has become my new junk pile up here. Um, because ethanol is happening up here, I wanted to have an extra long siding, which is where this one comes in, so that I can just leave cars before I enter and exit. If I need to split them or anything, I can do that there. And there's a switch right back in there, which is where it will come along above this track and then into the ethanol facility, basically. So if there's cars along here, a train can still pass on that track there, which is nice because you run multiple trains. It's just a lot. Like I've done little to nothing besides make the main line work on the top level, but now I can't run full loops until I get this bridge into place. So yeah, kind of I've been incapacitated, as they say, where you can't run full loops and all that. It sucks, but I think it's going to be better, and I'm going to have this cool long bridge that is actually going to be even longer than this one. I want it to get roughly about the same as this, but this is apparently, I want to say it's 109 feet compared to the 90. It's, about 10 or 20 feet longer. It might even be 120. Yeah, 120 feet, but I have no idea. It doesn't say on the box. So, there's that. But yeah, really excited to have a long bridge here. I have to reshuffle this because it's going straight right now. It's gonna run almost parallel with this. So, and now I'm down again. Do, 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 do. Oh, DJ's trains. Hey, DJ. We were talking about you earlier. Well, mentioned that you're coming to Canada, eh? We're gonna have to do maple syrup shots because that's a real thing. Alrighty. So that's basically what I've been working on tonight, and yeah, really excited because it's really coming together. I can't wait to add water and add all the little bits and pieces that really bring everything to life. I need to fix a couple of things on that bridge because of the fact that it's. I mean, I can't really remove it. It's there and it's it's stuck. Oh, James took off. I missed it. Sorry, James. Have a good night. So for the switches that I use Pico everything. I am using code 83 everything. Do I regret not using code 100? Yes. I like the idea more of a higher rail after doing a whole layout in code 83. It's not until you get to the end that you're like, you know what, I should have done this, but not a huge deal. I'm still happy with the layout, but
if there was any regrets, definitely wishing that I did code 100 instead of code 83. As for switches, because code 83 is the way it is, uh, they do like number 5, number 4 Ys, number 6 switches, number 7 curved turnouts, and number 8, which is a long, straighter turnout. I found it very weird because I was looking at code 100 turnouts for Bubs because he needed some. And even though Pico is still Pico, when you do code 100, it doesn't go number 5 or number 6 or number 7. They go by small, medium, or large, which I thought was really weird. If anybody knows why, because of the gauge of the not the gauge, but the whatever code, because of the code, it's different, right? I don't know why, but when I'm looking at small, medium, or large turnouts in code 100, I find it so much harder to find what you're looking for, opposed to, well, I just need a number 6, or I just need a number 7 or a number 8. Because my rule was, well, do number 8s on the main usually. If you're doing a crossover on the main, do a number 8. Yards, number 5 or number 6, depending on you. I normally in my yard I use number 5s, but coming off of my main onto sidings, I use number 6s, and I try to be very consistent with it. I'm not a big fan of number 7s, which is a curved turnout. I always find that with curved turnouts, with Pico, the frog is really big, and it tends to make wheels and trucks skip the frog. So yeah, that's another one of those things I'm not really a fan of, but it is what it is. Kind of, like Tim said, small, medium, and large are the same as 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I mean, very close. Like a medium might be closer to a 5. So then I don't really think that 6 is represented unless 6 is a large, and then they've got something else that would be the equivalent to an 8. Yeah, again, I don't really know. It just looks weird. I did do a flyer. Not really a huge deal. I'm not really making a big deal about the event, except for the fact that, like, I think it'll be fun to get to see everybody, meet a lot of people for the first time. Uh, yeah, like I've done a couple of projects with DJ from DJ's Trains, but I've never met him in person. I do a lot of promotional work for Bernard from Mini Prince. I've never met him in person. We've talked over email and Messenger and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, never met him. So, it'd be nice to be able to meet everyone face to face and, let them know that they're appreciated and everything that they do for the hobby is appreciated. Yeah, that's what it's really about, the whole meet and whatnot. I get to meet a lot of you guys that tune in every Thursday. You guys that comment and watch all the videos and whatnot. It's just, words can't put, you can't put words to it because it's just awesome. DJ selfie game is good. Well, I got to work on mine. I got to be honest. I hate it when my wife posts pictures because I remember smiling in the picture, but then when I see the picture, it doesn't look like I'm smiling. So I don't know. So yeah, I definitely gotta either go bigger with the smile or go home, I guess. But yeah. I think we're gonna wrap it up at 9:30. Uh, but I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight for Third Rail Thursday. I haven't really posted in like a week or so, so it was really nice to be able to do the live and kind of show you guys what I've been working on. Know that I'm, still alive, I guess, and doing all this stuff, and just trying to bring everything with the layout together and working at it, and still having lots of fun. Yeah, no, I'm. Some of the stuff might seem very tedious, but it's actually, like I said, I love doing scenery stuff. I think that track planning and making ideas for how the track is going to go on the layout and how I'm going to make a siding and how the buildings will be incorporated into the siding, not just to make it functional, but to make the overall scene work. I think that for myself, I love building a scene, and that will include buildings or bridges, trees and whatnot. So it's really, it really gets to that point where I draw a picture in my mind and this is what I see. But when it comes to putting it, you know, on the layout, it takes a bit more work and a little bit more uh, you know, knowledge, I guess. But I'm still learning, just like everyone else. You learn something new every day and try to apply that to the hobby. So, um, yes, if Happy Valley Hobbies, it's nice to know that you're still alive. Well, if you've been watching my ghost doing this, then apparently, apparently my stream is haunted. So, but yeah, so one last recap uh, for everything, for everyone who's been watching, or if you just joined us. Um, Third Rail Thursdays. So first Thursday of the month, we've got Tim. They make it like that. He's doing the first Thursday of every month. Myself, I do the second Thursday. That's today. Today's the second Thursday of the month. The third week, we go over to M&M Rails. That's Mark. And between the three of us, we've got Thursdays covered at 8 o'clock onward. I know Tim is trying to beat my 3-hour record, but he's been holding it down for the last couple of months like a trooper. He still hasn't beat my 3-hour mark, but he's getting there. He's getting there. I think he did 2.5 like a couple of weeks ago. But then the very last Thursday of every month, starting at 7 o'clock, we go live with a keeping track episode. And I'm trying to do a keeping track every single month, bring you new content, new information, just, trying to build something. I don't know if it's working or not, but if you guys enjoy it, let me know. And then at 8 o'clock, we go live, all three of us, or two of us and a guest. Yeah, there's always something going on. And the GVO After Dark usually happens here on my channel. And then, yeah, so that's it. And then if we usually have a free week, one of us will, because some months have 5 weeks. I think we have one of those coming up, to be honest with you. I think in May. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But then another one of us will fill in, adding another show of some sort, whether it's another third rail or just a pop-up running of trains of some sort. The guys always have something to show off. So, and then of course, what is it? Oh yes, Saturday, June the 4th. Saturday, June the 4th. YouTube Modeler Meet. There's not too much more information as of yet, but basically, as we're getting closer, we're counting down. We've got another month to go before we hit June. But Mark and I will be coming down from Ottawa. We've got Tim from They Make It Like That. He'll be coming out too. we're going to meet you guys at OVR Trains. That's Otter Valley Railroad in Tilsonburg, Ontario. And we all plan to meet roughly about between 10 and 11 a.m. Going to do some shopping, do some chatting. Hopefully my F-59s are in by then. I would really love to come and just buy the F-59s right then and there. Or yeah, F-59. Yeah, F-59. Yeah, it's getting late when. But yeah, I'm excited. And Lorne is always a joy. I like to chat with him when we go in there, and everyone's so nice and very welcoming. So it's very, very nice to go and stop by. I try to go at least once a year, opposed to the rest of the year where I'm just ordering online. So we're going to go out, do that, do some sort of luncheon, whatever. I know that everybody has different, tastes. I don't know if anybody's a vegetarian or anything like that. Me personally, I mean, if it's a hamburger between two buns, I'm going to eat it. So I'm good with that. But after that, we're going to go do some local rail fanning as well in the Tilsonburg area. They've got the Ontario Southland. It's not quite the Northland, what I normally model, but I can make an exception. And we'll go see if we can spot some trains and enjoy everyone's company for the day, talk about the hobby, talk about everyone's channel and what they're doing, what they're, just everything. And I know that, of course, if DJ is going to be there, going to be taking a lot of selfies. So yeah, and then Saturday night, you guys are doing a dinner thing. I still don't have my definitive plans as to what's happening on my end of things there, Bernard. I know I'm coming out on the Friday, and I think I'll come to the Mini Prince HQ to kind of check things out. Maybe we'll go to that the pub across the street that you keep telling us about, and we'll have a pint. And I think we'll do some filming at the shop as well, because I need the grand tour. And then and then Saturday morning, if I'm not too hungover. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't drink that much, but cheers for beers, absolutely. And then we'll collectively meet in Tilsonburg, and we'll have a great time with everybody. So and everyone's welcome. If you have a channel, if you don't have a channel, if you're just a fan of all these guys here, if you guys don't already follow Mini Prince, go follow Mini Prince. I mean, I know DJ has a lot of followers, but if you don't already follow him, go follow him. He has a lot of great content. He has a drone. I've always wanted to fly a drone, but legally I'm not allowed. So they won't let me. But yeah, if you've ever wondered what railroads look like from like way up above, he has all the cool shots. So definitely. And for the N scalers too, right? Like he models N scale. Yeah, and of course all these other guys that I've mentioned, Tim, they make it like that. Go give him a follow. Great guys, Mark, M&M Rails. So that's it. I'm go Veer, go home. I'm gonna do one of these because I feel like I haven't seen you guys today at all. Well, you haven't seen me, but I'm a lot less pretty to look at. So thank you so much for coming out. I had a blast doing this. Once everything dries in like a week, I'm gonna be back at it again. And we will see you in 2 weeks on JV After Dark. But next week, go over to Mark and Rails channel. Yeah, I did it. I sort of messed up, but that's okay. You have a good one. I've got a train to catch. Sorry. It's how it is. I'm sorry. But I will see you guys next week over on Mark's channel. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Everyone be safe and have a good night.